Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Yesterday in Baseball. My name is Luke and today we've got a great show for you guys. It is October the 28th and last night we had a historic Game 3 of the World Series. We're going to get into all of that, some news and notes, player of the day, all that. One quick question for you guys. Is wearing a rally cap when the game is tied warranted? I saw some Dodger fans last night. The game, they had already tied it. It was several innings later. And there was rally caps on, and I was like, I feel like that's for when you're behind, but I don't know. So let me know in the comments. I could have that wrong, but I thought that was interesting. Anyways, like I said, that game went till 2 a.m. last night. I'm a little tired, but here we are ready to do some baseball recapping for you guys. So without further ado, let's hop into some quick news and notes. First off, George Springer left Game 3 holding his right side after a swing of the bat, stated to just be right side discomfort. He sent in for an MRI today, and it'll be interesting to hear what it is. That would be a big blow for the Blue Jays. As Springer, he's had a career year. He's had a great postseason. He's already got that banged up knee. And last night, you could just tell visibly how much shorter that lineup felt without him in there. So hopefully for their sake, they get him back, and it's nothing too serious. On the Dodgers side, Mookie Betts was named the winner of the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award for his work off the field and in the community with his foundation, the 50/50 Foundation. Good stuff for him. Mookie's a great guy, so that's a great honor. They say it's the most important individual award in baseball, so congratulations to him. All right, enough of the news and notes. Let's hop into Game 3. Game 3 of the World Series was one for the ages as they played 2 games in 1 as the Dodgers walked it off in 18 innings. The action kicked off in the bottom of the second inning as Teoscar Hernandez got LA on the board with a homer into the left field bullpen off of Scherzer to make it 1-0. At the bottom of the third, LA tacked on another as Shohei Ohtani turned around an inside fastball and sent it into the right field seats. That made it 2-0 Dodgers. The Blue Jays didn't let it get out of hand though as Alejandro Kirk responded in the top of the fourth with a 3-run homer all the way out to left center field, making it 3-2 Blue Jays and flipping the game on its head. That wasn't the end of it as Andres Jimenez knocked in Addison Barger on the sac fly to make it 4-2. Glasnow closed the book going 4.2, giving up 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 5 hits. And Scherzer also got pulled in the 5th going 4.1, giving up 3 earned on 5 hits. The Dodgers didn't stay down for long though as Freddie Freeman knocked in 2 on a 2-out RBI single to make it 4-4. The top of the 7th is when Springer left the game with that injury to his side. Also in the top of the 7th, the Blue Jays added on a run as a Vlad Jr. single and then a Bo Bichette single that caromed off the wall in foul territory, allowed Vladdy to get on his horse and score all the way from first base as he beat a bad throw home to make it 5-4 Blue Jays. Then the Jays pinch ran for Bichette, which later came back to have an impact. The Dodgers couldn't care less though, as the bottom of the 7th inning, Shohei Ohtani kept the seesaw going, hitting an opposite field homer, making it 5-5, hitting his second homer of the evening, and this is where the marathon really kicked off. After the 7th inning, there was no scoring for the next 3+ hours. Both teams got into their bag of tricks as a perfect relay caught the Jays at home trying to take the lead in the 10th. The Dodgers escaped a bases-loaded 2-out jam thanks to vintage Clayton Kershaw coming in out of the bullpen and shutting them down just for one batter. I bet they wish they kept him in though. They both had to piece it together as the game went on more, and each reliever was asked more of them than they've ever been asked before, as each team used every single reliever in their bullpen and on their roster. Both teams even got guys warming up. Bieber, Game 4 starter tonight, was warming up. And not only that, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who pitched 9 innings, a complete game on Saturday, was up and warming up in the 18th inning. Across these late scoreless innings, there wasn't a whole lot of base runners aside from Ohtani getting intentionally walked. Will Smith bat flipped a fly ball to the wall that probably should have been out. Freddie Freeman just missed one too. One of the reasons though there wasn't a lot of scoring was because the Blue Jays emptied their bench earlier on in the game. With Springer's injury, then them pinch running for Bichette and Kirk, the lineup for Toronto really didn't pose much a threat in my mind, and aside from maybe a random solo shot, I didn't feel like they were in a position to piece it together. The hero of these extra innings, though, was Dodgers reliever Will Klein, a guy who wasn't even on any of the postseason rosters leading up to the World Series for the Dodgers, and one who the Dodgers seemed really reluctant to put in, but he turned out to be the best pitcher they had all night. Him being the 10th pitcher of the evening, he came in and threw 4 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball, nearly doubling his career high, throwing 72 pitches, keeping this game where it was in a heroic appearance that set up things perfectly for Freddie Freeman in the bottom of the 18th inning. As Freddie hit a 3-2 sinker all the way out to center field. Balls were dying all night, so I wasn't sure if it was going to get out, and it just barely got over the wall, ending this one at 6-2. The longest game in World Series history was tied for, and this 18-inning, 2-game extravaganza was done. Freeman must have a knack for the big moment in the World Series, as that was his second career walk-off homer in the World Series in the past 2 years, making him the second player ever to do that feat. LA won after playing 18 innings, 6-5, and took a 2-1 series lead over Toronto in a heartbreaker for the Blue Jays. Alright, now here we just got to get off script and kind of riff about the game. I mean, that was, like I said, the longest game I've probably ever watched live. I don't recall watching that 2018 Game 3 World Series, so I mean, just what a wild game. I like to point out last night, as the game went on, you could just tell the announcers and the broadcast crew getting more and more unhinged, they just lost their filter saying whatever. And I thought it was interesting. You saw each team getting fruit plates delivered to them just to keep their energy up. Because, I mean, they started that at 5 o'clock local time out in LA. And that ended up at midnight. I feel for those Toronto fans out there. I mean, ended at 3 a.m. your time. So that's props to you for anyone that stayed up. And no shame if you went to bed. But in this game, I mean, we almost lost some of the heroics. Shohei Ohtani, 4 for 4 with 5 walks, 2 homers, reaching an MLB record of getting on base 9 times. That's just absurd. The bullpens were fun to monitor. I really thought we were going to see a position player come in at some point, and then seeing like Yamamoto warm up was just crazy. Will Klein was a stud out of the pen. I don't know why the Dodgers pen has been so bad numbers wise, because it seemed like every guy that came out of there was just a dog. And props to Toronto's bullpen too. I mean, I talked about that earlier. Toronto's lineup was kind of run through. They didn't look like they were going to get it done. And when they had chances, the right guy wasn't up because they'd been pinch run for earlier in the game. So, I mean, their team just wasn't as strong as the Dodgers lineup wise. And that's just my biggest kind of beef with this game and how it was managed by John Schneider. It was a little short-sighted. I understand Bichette's still kind of dealing with an injury, but it's the World Series. Like, I'm sure him more than anyone, it's like, I just want to stay in there and give it my all no matter what. And he just got pulled out in like the 7th inning. That and Alejandro Kirk getting pinch run for by another backup catcher. I get that you kind of have to deal with the pieces you have, and Kirk isn't fast, but he's been playing at an MVP level, and you have to be thinking about later in the game, what if he comes up again? And he would have had so many other chances to bat that he just never did. And especially, it's not like you're bringing in a speedster for him. You're bringing in Tyler Heineman, who is just not a speed guy. So I thought that was all a little interesting. But props to Will Smith. He caught 18 innings last night. I wouldn't be surprised if he DHs today, because that's just got to be a workout on the body. But just crazy game. I mean, as it went on, I got more tired, and with that, I felt like I got more locked in somehow. It felt like such an event. If you were up and you were texting people that were also up, it felt like a fun little thing. And I don't know where this game ranks for you guys. I think I see people saying already, like, greatest game in postseason history. I'm, of course, partial to that because I've watched the 2011 World Series with my Cardinals, and that Game 6 is about as crazy of a game as I've ever seen. My only beef with this game was that there was just no scoring in the extra innings. I mean, during the regular kind of 1 through 7 inning wise, there was a lot of back and forth. It was very entertaining. And then that just added to the tension later, as there was no scoring and you felt like one run was going to do the trick. So I don't know. I mean, I'll go down and say that this is the most bizarre game I've probably ever watched. I don't know if it's the greatest game or most amazing, enjoyable game I've ever seen, but I mean, it's up there for something, and I think most bizarre games suits this one. So, hope you guys enjoyed it too. I mean, it was just, like I said, far crazier than any of us could have imagined. Super fun. I mean, 7 hours of baseball. We're getting to the end of the year, so I'm just excited to have some good baseball action. And I mean, I'm calling myself out. I said that the ALCS is going to be the best baseball we saw at the end of the year. Now, this World Series has been great so far, so I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Been awesome. But what do you guys think? I mean, Were you loving the 18 innings or hating it? I don't know. I feel like you're either one or the other. So that's kind of it for my unstructured thoughts. Let's get into our player of the game. We played 2 games essentially, so it's only fitting to have 2 players of the day. Shohei Ohtani, 4 for 4, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 5 walks, tying that MLB record with 9 times reaching base. He had a plus 75.7 win probability added. That's probably the highest value I've ever seen. And he set that World Series and postseason record with that 9 times on base. I mean, he's just such a threat in that lineup, and I mean, he might not get pitched to the rest of the series. Who knows? So he truly is a unicorn. He's fun to watch, and he, helps make the difference in this one. And in the second set of games, I keep making that joke, Will Klein, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts. He was out there having a ball, chuckling while doing it, and just staying loose in one of the biggest moments of his life and Dodgers franchise history. And he was just out there balling. I mean, it was just incredible to watch. The confidence, he was out there telling Dave Roberts, hey man, I'm good to go. Yes, I've doubled my career high in pitches, but he was just unfazed. The hero that they needed to get that win. So, I mean, truly amazing performance from both of these guys. Big difference makers and big, just massive reasons why both of these guys helped the Dodgers win Game 3 and take a 2-1 series lead. Now we take a look towards tonight, where we have Game 4 from Los Angeles. Blue Jays and Dodgers facing off at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific on Fox. Shane Bieber versus Shohei Ohtani on the bump. In 3 postseason starts, Shane Bieber has a 4.38 ERA and has looked solid. No better, no worse, just a solid starter so far. And in 2 starts, Ohtani has a 2.25 ERA this postseason with 19 strikeouts and 12 innings pitched. Once again, I wouldn't expect either guy to go too deep into this game. They'll certainly try with how low they've been on arms and with how many guys pitched last night. But again, Ohtani hasn't been a bolt guy for a while since his Tommy John, and Bieber just hasn't shown that yet since his Tommy John. I'm all for the dramatics, but hopefully not one that ends at 2 a.m. again. So I'm excited for Game 4. I feel like Toronto really needs to win this one. That is all from Tuesday's show. Thank you guys so much for listening along. Just a crazy game last night. I was super excited and amped up to talk about it with you guys. Let me know in the comments some of those, questions. Where does that rank for you guys all time? And I'm curious about that rally cap question because I might just have that wrong. So, big Game 4 tonight. I'm excited. This series really has been amazing so far. A lot better than last year's, so I'm enjoying it. Thank you guys again. If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. On Spotify, please follow along and comment. And I hope to see you guys again tomorrow morning. Thank you again, and see ya.